Doesn't matter where you are. You could be down a local boozer. You could be at school with your mates, college, universities, on the back of a bus, talking with your neighbour. The same old debates always crop up. Them same old sporting debates. Who's the GOAT of football? Is it Messi? Is it Ronaldo? Who's the best manager to ever do it? Is it Sir Alex Ferguson? Is it Pep Guardiola? Who's the greatest fighter? The greatest boxer to ever do it? Is it Muhammad Ali? Is it Mike Tyson? Is it Tyson Fury? These age-old debates, sporting debates, they're always a great listen. I love hearing the opinions, but there's one debate that always keeps cropping up and no one has the real answer to it. There's always fight back on every sort of answer, and that is, what is harder? A 1-4-7 in snooker, a 9-dart finish in darts, or a hole-in-one in golf? Paddy Power have put it to the test. They've got two of the best players from each of the sports. So, for example, they've got Van Gerwen and Luke Humphries from darts. They've got Mark Williams and Shaun Murphy from snooker. And they've got a couple of golf players. I'm not too keen on golf, but they're on the tour. They're decent enough players to try and get a hole-in-one. So you've got the snooker players are trying to get a 1-4-7. The dart players are trying to get a 9-dart finish. And the golfers are trying to get a hole-in-one. They've got 2 hours to do it. Stay tuned to find out who wins. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Comment below what you think is harder to do. A 1-4-7 maxi break in snooker, a 9-dart finish in darts, or a hole-in-one in golf. So I'd like to hear what your thoughts are. Put the comments below. Let's get into the video. It's Paddy Power putting it to the test.
We want to settle one of the longest running debates in sport. Which is the hardest to achieve? Is it the 1-4-7 in snooker? Is it a 9-darter in darts? Or is it a hole-in-one in golf? Yeah.
1-4-7 is way harder.
Yeah, I mean, a hole-in-one, anyone can get a hole-in-one.
Yeah,
you can be lucky.
You can be lucky. Yeah, you can be not a good golfer. You get
Have
a
you
hole.
had one? A hill and go.
Yeah,
9-darter, I think, is very, very skillful.
But
the board never changes. Yeah, I don't even think it's a contest.
So all through the video, you're going to see little pop-ups like that of like professional players. You've got a snooker player there, Stephen Henry. He's been posed a question, what's harder, and he sort of breaks it down and he says, listen, a hole-in-one, you could get lucky and hit a hole-in-one. Darts, the dart ball don't move. He's categorically saying 1-4-7 is harder to do. Stay tuned in the video to see if he's right.
Trader bots at Paddy Power have the 9-darter at the moment as the odds-on favourite to happen first.
So you've got Paddy Power's bots or whatever they are, AI or Judgment Day Terminator shit going on. They predicted that the 9-dart finish out of the 3 is the easiest to do, and they predict that throughout in the next 2 hours a 9-dart finish will occur more times than a 1-4-7 or a hole-in-one. So again, stay tuned and find out. Is Skynet gonna be right?
The 9-dart, I think it's the easiest of the 3.
So that's an ex-darts champion there. So if you thought Stephen Henry may have been biased by saying a 1-4-7's harder to do than a 9-dart finish or a hole-in-one, you've got an actual dart player, ex-world champion, who's come out and said he thinks a 9-dart finish out of the 3 is harder to do. Sorry, no, not harder to do, easier to do.
I'm agreeing with Paddy Power. I think the favourites will be the darts.
Interesting.
Matt Wallace, how many tournament hole-in-ones do you have in your career?
2.
Okay. Ross?
3.
3. That's 5 between 2 men.
Moving on to the golf players there quickly, briefly, to show you how hard the hole-in-one is. Basically, if you compare it to a 1-4-7, Ronnie O'Sullivan has hit 15 1-4-7s in his career. Them two golf players that are on tour, they've only hit 5 between them. So it does suggest the hole-in-one could be harder, but there is that element of luck involved. You can get lucky and hit a hole-in-one, whereas snooker, that 1-4-7, it's very minimal luck involved.
Look, we priced this up, right, and which of the 3 is going to be the one that's going to happen today. So, like a 9-darter is obviously easy. That's 8-11. It's odds on to be the winner of the 3. It's 11-2 for a 1-4-7, which would be a bit more difficult, but it's 12-1 for a hole-in-one.
So you've got Mr. Paddy Power over there. He's priced it all up. He's saying the 9-dart is the easiest to do. That's why we're only going to give you 8-11 on that. That's odds on. Whereas the 1-4-7 is 11-2, and the hole-in-one even harder to do at 12-1. So they're saying you're going to see a 9-darter definitely today out of the 3. Then you've got more chance of seeing a 147. Then, you know, to see a hole-in-one is not going to happen, apparently. So stay tuned, find out if Mr. Paddy Power was right. Right, before we find out the results of Paddy Power's challenge, I'm just going to give you a little spoiler alert. It got done once. Was it 1-1-4-7? Was it 9-dart finish? Or was it 1 hole-in-one that got achieved in that challenge? Also, before we find out the results of Paddy Power's challenge, I'm just going to let you hear what Ronnie O'Sullivan's opinion on what he thinks is harder to do.
I have a question for Ronnie O'Sullivan. It's Raymond van Barneveld here. Hi,
Oh,
Ron.
Raymond.
The question is, what is harder, a 147 break or a perfect 9-dart finish in darts? Well,
I mean, that is the reaction. When that question gets posed, like what Ronnie's reaction there.
finish in darts.
It's just like, oh, you know, and that's coming from a pro snooker player, and he's finding it hard to figure out what's harder to do. But stay tuned and find out what he actually thinks is harder to do.
But yeah, I'd have to say, I think the maxi probably is, the 147 must be harder, I think. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Maybe the 147 might be slightly harder, just because it's 36 shots, where you've got only 9 to do. 9, 18, 27, 36. So yeah, we have to do 4 times the amount of work that you do. I think the 147's got to be the hardest thing, isn't it? Because, yeah, I think hole-in-one, a little bit of luck involved.
So the general consensus is that the 147's probably the hardest to do. Even Ronnie said it. Raymond van Barneveld has said it. The other darts players said it. The only people that haven't really said it is the golfers. They think a hole-in-one is more harder to do. But a lot of the other sports players, like the dart players and the snooker players, they say there's a bit of luck, too much luck involved in getting a hole-in-one. Whereas the 9-darter and the 147 maxi is a lot more skill involved. So Ronnie says it there, 147 for him is the hardest out of the 3.
2 hours on the clock, please. On your marks, get set, let's go. Shaun Murphy, here we go.
wow. Finish in darts.
Shaun!
Well, that was the closest we've actually got there. Like, obviously, I've edited out a lot of the stuff. It was a 2-hour video, but that was as close as they got to achieving a 147, a 9-dart finish, or a hole-in-one. That was really close, Shaun. As he bottled it on that, man, on the brown, the colours are all there to be potted. He bottled it, and that's what I mean. With the 147, the pressure involved, you're concentrating for 36 shots nearly. I think it's 36 shots you're concentrating so hard for, and then when it gets, the push comes to shove it, an easy shot can feel so hard. Imagine doing that at the Crucible or at the Masters. That's why, in my opinion, I'm always going to say a 147 is the hardest achievement to do out of the 3, but stay tuned because it did get accomplished. So you got the 2 darts players watching now thinking, please pot it, Murphy, please pot it. Like no one's done a 9-darter yet. This is as close as they're getting now. This is as close as no one's hit a hole-in-one. They've only hit 6 darts out of the 9 for a 9-darter. So this is as close as they're getting. So you've got the 2 darts players there, Humphreys and Van Gogh. Please pot it, please pot it. Murphy misses it, and then you hear, that's what I love about sports. I love the banter with sports, because then you hear Van Gogh in the background when Murphy misses the brown. Oh, you've done that on purpose.
There we go.
It's on.
So
this
relieved.
is it.
I'm so relieved.
You haven't potted yet.
Yes! Shaun Murphy! Well done!
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes!
Thank you.
So there you have it. In them 2 hours, only 1-1-4-7 got accomplished. No 9-dart finish, no hole-in-one. In my opinion, I still think a 1-4-7 is the hardest feat, the hardest accomplishment, because you've got to stay focused for 36 shots. Also, if you're doing that at the Crucible or the Masters or wherever, like big tournaments, it's, you know, look at Murphy. He wasn't even at a tournament, and he was pressured on that brown. He felt, imagine being at a tournament now. So yeah, in my opinion, I still think it's the 1-4-7 is the hardest thing to do. Comment below what you guys think. Right, apparently Shaun Murphy is the only player in the world to hit a 9-dart finish, a hole-in-one and a 1-4-7. The hole-in-one and the 9-dart finish, It's never been on video. No one's ever seen it. A lot of players do not believe him. So did it get done? I don't know. But stay tuned. Michael van Gerwen lets him have a pop now to see if he can hit a 9-dart finish. He's hit that 147. Can he get a 9-dart finish?
Shaun Murphy, which is the more difficult feat to achieve? The 147, a 9-darter, or a hole-in-one?
I don't know, really. They all seem pretty easy to me.
Yeah.
What? Wait.
After watching them throws, I can throw better than that. I've never got a 9-dart finish. I'm pony at darts. But did you see the state of Murphy's throws there? He's got the audacity to say he's got a 9-dart finish. And when Van Gerwen sees him throw the second dart, he's laughing his head off. He's like, nah. He can see that he can't throw a pair of darts. If Shaun Murphy's hit a 9-darter, a hole-in-one, and a 147, then my name is Ronnie O'Sullivan Van Gerwen Tiger Bloody Woods.
But how? Where was it where you hit a 9-dart? I would like to know this story. 301 or 101?
I love the banter between all the players. I think well done to Paddy Powell for bringing them together, putting a challenge like that on. That was really enjoyable to watch. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit up the like button like Shaun Murphy's hit up a 9-dart finish, a hole-in-one and a 147, and subscribe to Sports Almanac. Thank you for watching.